In the spirit of respect, reciprocity, and truth, we at Calgary Pride wish to honor and acknowledge Mohkinstsis and the traditional Treaty 7 territory and oral practices of the Blackfoot Confederacy, Siksika, Kainai, Piikani, and Yarhe Nakota and Tsuut'ina First Nations. We acknowledge that the territory we inhabit is home to the Métis Nation of Alberta, Region 3, within the historical Northwest Métis homeland.
Good morning, afternoon, and evening, Calgary. Welcome back to the Pridecast. I'm your host, Felicia Bonée, and I'm going to give you a recap of this week's hottest community events, news, and Pride FAQs. So we're going to share a little herstory with you about the Stonewall anniversary happening on June 28th. That's this Sunday. It's coming up. So June 28th marks the 51st anniversary of the Stonewall Riots that happened after police raided the Stonewall Inn. The Stonewall Inn served as a safe haven for the city's queer community, and this is such a significant moment in queer history that the story can't be shared enough. Now, at the time, it wasn't uncommon for police to raid gay bars because homosexual acts were still considered illegal in almost every state. Patrons of the Stonewall Inn had finally had enough, and the crowd grew outside as the riots went on. A Black trans woman, Marsha P. Johnson, and a queer Latina drag queen named Sylvia Rivera were prominent roles in resisting arrest and casting the first stones towards the officers raiding the Stonewall Inn. The resulting riots led to the liberation of the LGBTQ2S+ community and are considered to be one of the first official Pride parades ever held. This gave way to the gay rights movement and the way we celebrate Pride today. So we've had a lot going on in the news these days, a lot internationally. Last week, June 19th, was the celebration known as Juneteenth, marking the end of slavery in America officially. And so there's a lot of information that we're going to get into. And I just want to let you know right off the bat here that Juneteenth is something that you might not have heard of before the events of what has been happening lately. I personally haven't heard much until I found out in the news as well. I don't think there's any shame in us worrying about when we learned this. We know it now, and we can focus on educating ourselves about it, helping other people to celebrate it, and marking this special occasion. And I'm going to tell you why. So I know what you're thinking. Didn't the end of slavery actually technically happen in 1863 when they signed the Emancipation Proclamation? Kind of. For a while, there were some slave owners in some states like Texas that, still wanted to hang on to their slaves. So they just didn't pass that news along. And for a while, for these 2 whole years, there were still slaves being held in captivity in the United States. And it wasn't until 1865 when the last of the slaves were finally freed. So that is why we celebrate this date, even though it did kind of go on a little bit longer. And I mean, it's a gray area on how long slavery's lasted. But we're here to just talk about Juneteenth and celebrate this moment and its importance, especially right now. Now more than ever, we need to recognize Juneteenth for the national holiday that it is. It is a day of remembrance, independence, and resilience. You know, to tie this all in, to quote Derek Barry, no one died at Stonewall? And to quote Derek Johnson, if there is not a retelling and a remembrance of the history in this nation, we are doomed to repeat it. If you're looking for more Black queer content, you can check out the Black Queer Town Hall, hosted by Bob the Drag Queen and Peppermint, featuring Alex Newell, Angelica Ross, several other Black, trans, queer voices in our community. So please be sure to check out their multi-day live stream event, which is on their YouTube pages. On June 15th, the United States Supreme Court ruled that a landmark civil rights law protects lesbian, gay, and transgender people from discrimination in employment. This is a resounding victory for queer rights from a conservative court. The court decided by a 6-3 vote that Title VII, a key provision of the Civil Rights Act of 1964, now encompasses bias against people based on sexual orientation and gender identity. So now let's talk about some of the events happening in your community. In partnership with the Calgary Queer Arts Society, Calgary Pride is putting on LGBTQ 101, an online diversity training workshop. This workshop is part of the Learning Series presented by Calgary Pride. Pride will be offering a variety of workshops open to the public about a multitude of diverse topics on allyship within the queer community. This session is open to anyone looking to create a deeper understanding of how they can support coworkers, family, and neighbors as we create a more empathetic and connected world. It will be happening Sunday, June 28th at 1 p.m. Tickets are available to the general public on ShowPass for $10. Check out the event on Facebook for more information. And now I want to talk to you about Campfire Fly coming up. Campfire Fly is Canada's only national leadership retreat for lesbians, gays, bisexual, transgender, two-spirit, asexual, intersex, queer, questioning, and allied youth within our fabulous community. The camp provides a safe space for youth to explore their identity, build their resilience, and enhance their self-esteem, all while having an awesome camp experience. They are officially going digital and are now accepting applications for campers and workshop facilitators. The camp is happening from July 12th to the 18th. This will be a week of building community and learning through daily pod meetups, workshops, and creative prompts and activities. This year, registration will be open until all of their spaces are full, and all campers who are eligible will be accepted to attend. If you have any questions, send an email to cfcgy@ualberta.ca. You can also find out more at ualberta.ca/camp-firefly. That's camp-firefly. Next up, we have House of Hush presenting their live stream burlesque show on June 26th. This Edmonton burlesque troupe is after my heart, serving class, sass, and ass. Can I say ass? Well, Terry said shit, so This show is pay what you can by donation on Eventbrite, or you can e-transfer payment directly to hello@houseofhushburlesque.com using the password HUSH2020. Other ways that you can lend support is to follow them on social media and share them with your friends. Tips are always appreciated, and in true House of Hush style, they have curated a special tip menu designed specifically for you at houseofhushburlesque.com/livestream. And so again, please follow House of Hush on social media. Their information will be somewhere on this screen. Infinity Ultra Lounge is inviting you, RuPaul's Drag Race fans, to come down every Friday to watch RuPaul's Drag Race All-Stars on their big screen. At 6 p.m., you can watch upstairs at Bar Patricia, and at 9 p.m., you can watch down here at Infinity Ultra Lounge. Have some drinks, have something to eat. Be sure to take advantage of their delicious food specials and their drink specials, and also be sure to stick around after the viewing for Drive-By Drag, which is exactly as it sounds. We will have drag performers literally be driving by the door, running down onto the stage to perform for you, to collect your wonderful tips, which will be collected and sanitized, and then they will collect their tips and run back up the stairs to their car and leave. So that's right, if you're a performer, you can literally just show up in your car and wait in line. We will have a string of cars waiting through the alley and to wait for your turn to run down and perform for this fine audience, as long as you're safe and enforcing your physical distancing. Speaking of physical distancing, seating is limited as of the new implemented procedures brought in for your safety. So be sure to reserve your spot online at infinityultralounge.com. And now, let's hear a message from Skipping Stone.
My name is Eddie Robinson. I use they, them pronouns, and I'm the Community Programs and Outreach Team Lead at Skipping Stone Foundation. My team and I aim to connect trans and gender diverse youth and adults and families with the comprehensive and low barrier supports they need and deserve. We offer a number of community-based programming, including peer support groups, gender-affirming gear, expression support, and more. Our resource team is available to support folks in making referrals, access to financial services, as well as changing your IDs. Our most common services are connecting folks to trans-competent mental health supports, as well as gender-affirming medical care. We envision a future where all trans and gender-diverse individuals are surrounded by positivity, affirmation, and support free from barriers, stigma, and discrimination. Because our work is not done until there is liberation for all of us. To book an intake or learn more about our services, you can visit our website at www.skippingstone.ca or follow us on social media at skippingstoneca. Remember, you're valid and we love you.
Thanks everyone for tuning into this week's Pridecast. I've been Felicia Bonée, I'm tired. It's been a long day. I want to give a special shout out to Infinity Ultra Lounge for having us here today. Be sure to check them out on all their social medias on Instagram and Facebook. And be sure to stop by and check out their food specials and drink specials. They're on Skip the Dishes. I can get my prosciutto club all the way to my house. It's real nice. So thanks, everyone. Your host next week will be Argentina Haley. You can tune into the Pridecast every Friday at 4 p.m. on YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, and Twitch. And if you'd like to support Calgary Pride, you can donate directly at calgarypride.ca. Have a wonderful weekend, Calgary. Stay safe. We love you. And hashtag Black Lives Matter. Hashtag We Are Calgary Pride. Hashtag Team Shay. I'm Felicia Bonée. Have a great night. Thank you.